Hey, what is up, guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. We've got a lot to talk about today, so let's get started. The first thing I want to show you guys, an amazing discovery. Something I've never seen before, and have never caught, and to my knowledge, no other UFO or anomaly researcher has seen this either. So, this is an exclusive find of what the viewer who emailed it to me described as a large glass dome found on the moon's surface, particularly the backside of the moon, the side that we never see and the side that we've had former astronauts talk about in terms of all of the strange activity, the structures on the backside of the moon, and where primarily, if you're going to find alien bases and things of that nature, that's where they will be found and were found. So, here is the image, and it was originally posted in a video by the YouTube channel Wiederman1953, and I will put the link down below. You can head over and give him a like. So this is the image, also posted in the video description. Check it out yourselves, and sure enough, right at the top, right near the moon's horizon line, as we zoom in here, you will begin to notice what undoubtedly does look like a large glass tower or glass-like material. So let's continue zooming here, and let's just stop here. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to go ahead and circle it. Now look inside this circle and tell me you don't see this massive sort of white-colored shiny glass dome sticking up from the surface like a sore thumb. So let's go ahead and zoom in even more. Now look at that. Look at that. That's a dome. People, that is a dome. That is exactly what we have shown you in past footage and past photographs on the moon. I mean, it's undeniable. There are domes on the surface of the moon. And we'll show you those images here in a minute. If you're new to the channel and you've never seen them before, we'll show you. But look at this. Look how it sticks out from the rest of the surroundings. It's not a crater. It has a perfect domed, smooth, round surface. And you can even see what look to be structures inside of it, these darker structures on the inside. You can see the reflection on the side of it. The sun is shining across the moon from the right side of the screen. And as you look at this dome, you see that the right side of it is lit up. We see the sun's reflection glinting off of the right side of it. Here's a contrast-enhanced version, giving us sort of a more defined view of the object, which really brings it out even more. I mean, this very well may be the best shot that we have to date, the best discovery, the best angle of one of these lunar domes. And we've shown you guys these things before. Let's look at some other ones. Here's another famous photograph taken while they were orbiting the moon. You can see the craters down here, and as you look in this particular crater that we're circling, you can see, again, another shiny glass-like dome in the center of it. You can see the sunlight glinting off of it, and you can also see through it a little bit. And it has in it a very similar sort of inside structure to this new dome that we found. Because as you're looking at this, and we'll zoom in here, you can see what sort of looks like a cross on the inside of it. Could this possibly be support beams wrapping up along the inside of it, holding this thing up, making this sort of T shape or plus shape? And as we go back to this new discovery, again, we see some more of what may possibly be also some support beams on the inside of it. Here's another one of these domes found on the surface of the moon during the Apollo moon mission when we walked on the moon. This dome was captured in the dark background of the lunar surface, hiding back there before it was brought out. And you can see this dome shape hiding in the distance on the lunar surface. And we know these things are there, people. We know they're there. We've heard the NASA testimony from the image techs who have admitted that they were airbrushing and blurring objects out on the moon. And you can still find many of these photographs where we have direct evidence of this blurring and airbrushing, as you're seeing in this image here, where we have a massive structure sitting on the rim of a crater that has been blurred or smudged. And yet, you can still see some detail of the objects sticking out of the right side here. So, I mean, download the image yourself, check it out. This is an amazing discovery. Big thanks to the eagle-eyed viewer who caught this, to the source who emailed it to me, and yeah, Mind-blowing capture. I would download this image because who knows how long it's going to be before you go and try to download this thing and get a 404 not found message, as we've gotten many times before when these images and photographs mysteriously disappear. So yeah, now we have some new mysterious footage captured in California during a barbecue, an unknown object captured following a commercial airline. So check this out.
Dude, yeah.
It looks like it's getting brighter and brighter.
Yeah, it is. There's something wrong with that. No sé, güey.
Oh, fuck,
Wow,
it goes down right
imagine
now.
the view.
Yeah, it's some crazy shit. Hey, there's something right above it.
That's
Yeah.
the airplane.
Oh yeah, there's a
The
black
other one's
little
a-
dot.
It is the airplane. You can see the wings on the bottom one.
Yeah.
You
Is
can
that
see it now.
farther or closer? Farther.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
something following
the
it.
other one's flying a lot higher than.
It's following it.
Yeah, this one is
It's probably Obama on that bitch and there's fucking fighter jet right above.
Alright, so this was emailed to me by Mr. Alonzo Padilla. He said this was shot over Hollister, California, while he and a couple of his friends were out having a barbecue. When they saw this big plane passing overhead, they started recording, and then they noticed there was a smaller, round, dark object flying above it at a very close speed to the plane. They said they focused on the small object, which, in his opinion, you can actually see at one point in the video a thrust of some sort coming off the back of the object. Now, I will show you that here in just a minute, and as you're seeing here in this zoomed-in version, this is definitely an object of some kind following pretty closely to this plane. There was nothing on the object that would tell us it was another craft or plane or anything like that. Nor can I imagine another plane even being allowed to fly so close to a commercial airliner. Here's the close-up of where the object looks like we have some thrusters going off toward the back, although this could be sunlight hitting it. But here's that part here, and I'll leave it up to you guys. This is a really lucky catch. I mean, we're lucky that this cell phone video picked up this object in the first place. And it's certainly not the first time we have captured UFOs following planes, shadowing them, stalking them, interfering with them. We've done a lot of past videos on these things, and we have spoken with so many pilots who have witnessed these. Even President Obama's former pilot of Air Force One, where he encountered a glowing disc back some years. We've had disc-shaped objects like this that we've spoken about, captured near a plane over Canberra, Australia, posted by our good friend over at Finding UFO. And you can see we have this white disc here. Again, we've had UFO sightings and spoken about their interaction with military planes. In some circles, they're called Foo Fighters, going back all the way to World War II. Here is a famous image taken in 1954 over Edwards Air Force Base, of another flying disc captured shadowing a military jet. And this particular photograph was taken by professional photographers from the Martin Aircraft Company, which later became Lockheed Martin. They were doing a promotional shot of their Martin B-57 Canberra bomber, and this bomber was flying near Edwards Air Force Base in Southern California when this disc-shaped UFO was captured and later leaked to the public. And that is not the only strange UFO activity that has happened over Edwards Air Force Base. On October 7th, 1965, there was another incident at this base where up to 12 UFOs were spotted and observed by military personnel, and where fighter jets were scrambled to intercept and pursue the objects. As a matter of fact, we have some audio transmissions from that day in 1965, so give this a listen.
North to south at this time from Edwards. Right, he's blinking red. I have another red light and green light combination in sight, moving very rapidly over the field at this time. I'm going to check with my RAPCON to see if they have any movement in that area. Phoenix ASO. ASO Labs here. Say, have you all had any reports of unknown flying objects over there? No, we haven't. Oh, okay, we're wondering. We supposedly are having quite an invasion over here. What area? In our area? No, it's over around Victorville and Edwards there. I was wondering if any of your sites or any of your bunches over there have called anything in. No. Okay, fine. Thank you much. Right. Four of them in that B. Yes, sir. Three on the bottom side, two up. Yes, sir. Counting that. Well, there's four altogether. Right. There's two in a line, and then there's three in a line. Yeah. The three in a line would run westward, and the other one would run almost up parallel with the right one. Yeah. Right. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's the one I saw. Okay. Would you do us a favor? We're looking for about 7 UFOs. Well, maybe. Here in Come Ontario International. Would you? Well, how far north of Ontario? Okay. We're not positive. This is coming from report.
So this is a very well-known event that took place over Edwards Air Force Base, and the sighting took place over a 5-hour period, documented with at least 40 hours of communications audio recordings. That small piece of audio that you just heard is a piece of about 6 hours of audio that were declassified and released to the public. Over 30 more hours of audio are still classified and have never been released. Here's another famous video here of the Concorde UFO incident. This is some old footage taken of a Concorde commercial airliner, where we have another one of these white orbs that shows up, flies next to the plane. You can actually see the reflection of this object on the side of the plane, comes back up, and then darts off. And these sightings just go on and on and on. I think that we have visitors here who are not only studying us, but they are studying our aircraft. And when they come in contact with one of ours, they study it, they follow it, they probe it, if you like. And sometimes we're lucky enough to catch them in the act, and in some cases have even downed these craft. Such is the case with the Roswell incident. So, again, let me know what you guys think. Great footage out of Hollister, California. Big thanks to the source for sending that over, and hopefully we can get some answers, but pretty cool footage nonetheless. Now, before we get to some other news, I just got to show you these pictures. This was emailed to me of what is being called a zombie patrol car that was sighted in New Jersey. And there was 2 images that were sent to me, captured on September 13th, just yesterday, in Belleville, New Jersey. Email stated simply, "Zombie patrol car seen parked in front of a Family Dollar store." So here's the first image. You can see an emblem on the side of the door with the biohazard symbol on it. We have some writing here toward the back. Here is the second snapshot, giving us just this writing here on the back toward the back tire, and you can't really make it out. I've zoomed in, and it's just too far away. But the front of the vehicle, where we see this biohazard symbol, does say Zombie Patrol or something similar to that, the source stated. And it's just really weird. And again, this is not the first time we've spotted similar Zombie Patrol type vehicles. Here's another one captured in Dallas, Texas, where we have this much more fortified, heavily armored Zombie Patrol vehicle. But I've never actually seen, more like a squad or a police car, and it certainly looks professionally done. So anybody in Belleville, New Jersey, have any more information on this, or a possible coming zombie apocalypse, do your old pal Tyler a solid and shoot me an email. Now, on to some news. Scientists have just published a report that they have evidence of a massive, and I know you guys love that word and I do too, but when I say it, I mean it, massive, secret ocean 400 miles below the Earth's surface that holds enough water to cover the surface of the Earth 3 times. So it's 3 times the volume of our surface oceans. So apparently there was this joint effort between groups of researchers and geophysical scientists coming both from the United States and Canada, who were looking at data from hundreds of different seismometers that were placed throughout the United States and the world. And they found that there were some very strange readings as well as audio frequencies coming from deep down below the Earth. And so recently in the journal Nature, an article stated that scientists had found a small, water-rich diamond that later on proved a vast water reservoir exists beneath the Earth's mantle. Graham Pearson from the University of Alberta, Canada, the lead author of the study, explained that the effects of the discovery, quote, provides extremely strong confirmations that there are vast wet spots deep inside the Earth. One reason why the Earth is a dynamic planet is the presence of water inside. The water changes depending on the way the world works. They have pinpointed this ocean that lies in between a zone between the upper and lower mantle layers. The region is estimated to be around 400 to 660 kilometers below the surface. And what they've also discovered is there may be some sort of a filtering going on between this ocean and our oceans, where the water in our ocean filters down into this deep underground ocean, and then we have new water from the deep ocean coming back up and filling up our own oceans. First of all, I mean, it's kind of eerie because it really makes you wonder if there are these massive oceans deep underneath our surface. What kind of creatures would be there? And forget these deep secret oceans, what's in our own oceans? We don't even know what's in our own oceans. There's a lot of UFO and strange activity happening in our oceans. Did you guys know that only 10% of our oceans are actually known and have actually been studied and explored? So that leaves 90% of our oceans have never been explored. We have no idea what's down there. And we're discovering strange new things all the time and are witnessing strange activity. So this is a really cool story, and it's definitely something we are going to follow. And it drives home the fact that we know nothing about our own planet. So, in other news, a NASA spokesman speaking at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center during a discussion just a few days ago stated that Earth is extremely vulnerable to a major asteroid strike. And this comes from the White House science chief to President Barack Obama. So John Holdren, the director of the White House's Office of Science and Technology Policy, stated, and I quote, "We are not fully prepared, but we are on a trajectory to get much more so." Now, what they were doing at this discussion at the Goddard Space Flight Center is that they were talking about a new asteroid collision prevention tool that they are working on called ARM, A-R-M, all capital letters, which stands for Asteroid Redirect Mission. Now, you're seeing a NASA video here showing you what this spacecraft will do. So, in late 2021, NASA is going to launch this robotic probe toward an actual near-Earth asteroid. The current target is a 1,300-foot wide rock called 2008 EV5. When it arrives at the asteroid, the spacecraft will pluck a boulder off of the surface of the asteroid and then fly along with the asteroid for a while using something called deflection strategy, otherwise known as enhanced gravity tractor, which they will use to basically nudge a potentially dangerous asteroid off course over the course of years and decades. After this, the probe will head back to Earth, where astronauts will be sent up to take samples, and at the very end, the rock will be placed in orbit around the moon. So, I'm glad that NASA is finally taking this topic seriously. We are only able to monitor a certain amount of our sky, a certain area. And there's been a lot of talk about an asteroid that has the potential to hit us and destroy Earth within the next 20 years or so. And I'm just happy that at the very least we're working on techniques that will allow us to deflect potential asteroids, because it doesn't take a large asteroid, or a meteor for that matter, to hurt us, to destroy a large portion of the Earth. We've had meteor impacts in the past. Here is a new meteor that was recently excavated in Argentina, and this is a new discovery. The asteroid weighs about 68,000 pounds and is estimated to have fallen to Earth about 4,000 years ago. So this is a very heavy rock comprised mainly of iron and nickel. So that's why it really didn't break up in our atmosphere when it came down. But we've had much larger meteorites hit us. I'm sure you've all known of Behringer crater in Arizona. You're seeing an image from that here. And this massive, huge crater was created about 50,000 years ago. But the kicker is that the meteorite that caused it was only about 50 meters across. That's it, 50 meters, or 160 feet. That struck Earth, moving at about 20 kilometers per second. with an impact energy estimated at around 10 megatons, causing this huge crater here that is nearly 1,200 meters in diameter and 170 meters deep. So, like I said, I'm glad that NASA's on the ball with this, at the very least, because we sure as hell know that they're not on the ball with a hell of a lot of other things. So, again, let me know what you guys think about everything we've talked about today. This new dome discovered on the moon, strange objects following planes, these zombie patrol cars, oceans under the earth, and everything else. We will have another video in the works very soon, so be sure to share, like, and subscribe on your way out, and be sure to keep sending in your footage, and I'll get to it as soon as possible and post it up for everyone to see. Alright, so thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you all in just a bit. Stay safe, guys.
We'll be right back.